Professor Komajda, first of all, I would like to thank you very much for your agreement to take part in this interview. I know how you are busy during this Congress, so I appreciate it very much.
It is a pleasure to talk with my Russian colleagues.
My questions are related mainly to cardiovascular diseases in women. And of course, my first question is about cardiovascular diseases in women in Europe. Would you talk about the magnitude of cardiovascular diseases in women in Europe?
Contrary to the public perception, cardiovascular diseases are the main cause of mortality in European women. Until they reach the menopause, women are a bit protected against cardiovascular disorders, but after, the incidence of cardiovascular diseases increases. And we are extremely worried by the trends that we observe on our continent, which is a rise in cardiovascular problems in young women for several reasons. One is increase in smoking, particularly in young ladies. Two is lack of exercise. Three is obesity. And one point which I think needs to be emphasized is the risk of coronary events in the young women who are smoking and taking contraception oral. So I think that we should encourage women on all countries to stop smoking if they are taking oral contraception.
Well, my next question is related to European Society of Cardiology initiatives associated with cardiovascular diseases in women. Can you?
So there are several ongoing initiatives. One is an awareness program that we have developed in order to raise the awareness of women regarding the cardiovascular risk. And I'm very glad to recall our colleagues that the Russian Society of Cardiology won the second prize in the Women's at Heart competition, which deals with this awareness program. Secondly, we this year release guidelines on pregnancy in cardiovascular diseases. And thirdly, in the annual congress of the ESC in Paris, we have presented a very important registry on pregnancy in women who have cardiovascular diseases, with obviously an increase in the maternal as well as in the fetal mortality in those women who have cardiovascular disorders.
Professor Komajda, in Russia we have the same problems with cardiovascular diseases in women. And so now we are planning to start to launch the special educational programs through internet, which will be related to women's health. What is your opinion about such type of programs?
I can only congratulate you, Professor Oganow, for taking this initiative, because I think that education of women is absolutely key for success. And I think that education should start at school or in college, so that we try to discourage young ladies to avoid smoking for the reason that I explained a moment ago, and then to educate the population about the risk of cardiovascular disorders in women.
And of course, we will be interested to involve some leading European cardiologists to take part in this program, and I will ask you to help us to select such specialists in this field to deliver lecture during this program.
We will be always very happy to help you by any means to promote the awareness of cardiovascular diseases and their risk in women in Russia.
And my last question, maybe you have some good advices for us to improve this project.
Well, I think that we should act collectively between all the national cardiac societies which are members of the European Society of Cardiology, because it is not a national problem, but it's a pan-European problem, and I think that we will be stronger if we act in the same way in all the European countries.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Komajda, and you are welcome in Moscow, and you are welcome to deliver a lecture during this project.
Thank you very much, Professor Oganow.